Right now, I ask for members of the community to come together. We're Australians, we support mates, we help friends, and this is exactly what we should be doing at this time. It's not about finding reasons to divide communities, but finding ways to actually heal the wounds, to help everyone grow stronger, because we all want a stronger Australia.
Australian Police Commissioner Andrew Scipione asking Australian people to come together after today's terror attack. The tense 16-hour standoff in Sydney, well, caught the world's attention. And at one point, the hashtag I'll Ride With You was the #1 trending topic on Twitter worldwide. The hashtag was created to demonstrate solidarity with Muslims and combat fears of a backlash of Islamophobia. Joel Pollack is editor-in-chief at Breitbart.com, joins us now from Los Angeles. Joel, what I found fascinating about this, and you wrote about it at Breitbart, is the standoff was still going on. The hostage situation is still going on. Hostages are still being told to hold an ISIS flag in the window or be killed, and people were worried about a backlash.
Yes, it's been a worry since 9/11, and it's one that I don't think is actually motivated by any real evidence of attacks against Muslim communities, though they do occur and they're reprehensible, of course. But I don't think we see this kind of large-scale backlash, at least not in the United States. We didn't see it. It's really more a way of rallying the left, rallying a kind of political correctness in the face of unspeakable evil. And it's a way of surviving the moment for that form of politics. I don't think it's really occasioned by any direct threat. You don't see mobs of people going around and torching mosques and things like that. And I think the degree to which the Western media is rushing to emphasize that this is a lone wolf, an only attacker, no possible connection to ISIS, he's just inspired by ISIS and that sort of thing, really tells you just how fearful we in the West have become of antagonizing Muslims or Islamic terrorism, rather than simply stating the facts of what's happening and reaching out to the Muslim community in some more authentic way. You don't connect to the other side of this divide by knocking down your own side and acting as if people in the West are automatically going to behave like animals.
I hate to have to go there, but there's no way that if this was a KKK sympathizer, who was not a Klan member but was inspired by the Klan through online self-radicalization, that they would be saying the same things.
Well, you don't even have to go that far. I mean, take a mainstream political movement like the Tea Party. In the United States, the Tea Party has been blamed for almost every mass shooting there has been. Well, certainly at least the first several mass shootings in the years 2011, 2012, which coincided with the new Republican majority in the House of Representatives. Sarah Palin was blamed for the Tucson shooting. Tea Party members were blamed for the shooting in a theater in Aurora, Colorado. I mean, this is something they've done without any evidence whatsoever.
Yeah. You've brought some stats that relate to American hate crimes. I don't know the exact statistics, but the trend is similar to what we have here. The overwhelming majority, 60.3% of hate crimes reported, were victims of an anti-Jewish bias, 13.7% victims of anti-Islamic bias, 6.1% of anti-Catholic bias. I can't say that it happens one for one, but for every time I hear of a mosque being defaced in some way, I hear of a Catholic church with a statue of the Virgin Mary being beheaded by somebody with a baseball bat or golf clubs. So the majority of the attacks of hate crimes in North America, and I would imagine Australia is going to be similar, tend to be Jews, not Muslims. Why is there no discussion of, an anti-Jewish backlash every time the media starts bashing Israel?
There isn't a discussion, and that's because many on the left see that kind of a backlash as Israel's fault. They will blame Israel for anti-Semitism in the West. And it's just another way of getting to the same point, which is to put pressure on Israel. But yes, there's a denial about the persistence of anti-Semitism, and Jews have continued to be the prime targets for entire governments. I mean, there are regimes devoted to the hatred of Jews. Look at Iran. You don't have to look even that far. Look at some of our supposed Arab allies, which promote all kinds of anti-Semitic propaganda. The United Nations Secretariat in New York has plenty of anti-Semitism that it pumps out on an almost daily basis in the form of literature and resolutions and things like that. So it's really a global phenomenon, and it's one that doesn't get the same kind of attention. And yes, there's no solidarity campaign to stand with synagogues or beleaguered Jewish communities when Israel does something that people find morally objectionable. I mean, here you have a Muslim who may have been a deranged individual, but may also, and clearly was, inspired by ISIS and by some of the things going on in the media. And people are rushing to defend all Muslims as if it needs restating that this is only one person or that ISIS is a small minority. I mean, I think most people are intelligent enough to figure out that the kind of people who perpetrate these actions are not representative of the whole or of all Muslims. And so it's really sort of unnecessary, especially given the lack of these sort of backlash events that are happening. I mean, I'm not saying they don't happen. They do happen, but they don't happen in quite the widespread way that this sort of protests would seem to indicate.
All right, Joel, great talking to you. Thanks so much.
Good to be with you.
We'll make sure we post a link to your piece up at facebook.com/Brian Lilly. Join the conversation there.